friends, it's your host Alicia from Better My Blueprint podcast, the podcast that is here to help you with your inner self so that your outer self can shine. I'm super excited about today's episode as well as today's topic. We are piggybacking on the episode where I talked about being obsessed with the 4 F's. Right now we are on the second one, which is fitness, which is a whole episode that you guys are going to get as much information as possible. Just before we get into the actual topic of today, I just want to say thank you for everyone who is continuing to follow us and join the community. I see that we are actually going up in our subscribers on YouTube. I'm very excited about that. If you're watching YouTube and you know that YouTube is just not your thing, maybe it's not considered like a part of your generation and you rather get something more easy to maintain, we are on Spotify, so please follow us on Spotify. All you have to do is create an account like you would for anything else, and then look for our name, Better My Blueprint, and we will pop up with our cute little logo, and then you press on us and download us and add us to your favorite playlist. But thank you for everyone who is still following on Spotify, still listening on Spotify, and still interacting on Spotify. So yeah, and thank you for people who are on Instagram bringing my followers up, and everyone who's been posting us on your story, tagging us, commenting under, and just interacting with us, because that just means a lot to me. It just lets me know that you guys actually care about what I'm talking about, care about the topics I bring up each episode. If you are not a part of this community and you are not familiar with who I am and Better My Blueprint, then first and foremost, follow us on all social media platforms. Second of all, go watch the first episode, the very, very, very first episode of season 1, because I'd rather you start from there to understand where we are now and to understand like what we talk about and what's our niche and what we're into. I'm Alicia, I'm the host, of course, and I am here to let people know that not every influencer, not every person that's on social media or that has a platform is just perfect and they don't go through things. We all go through things. No one's perfect. I go through things just as much as you probably go through things. Who knows, probably even more. And I feel comfortable having a conversation with my community and basically being able to empathize with each other and sympathize with each other, because we be going through the same things around the same time. Any episode I put out is usually a topic of something I'm currently going through or something I just mastered or even just got introduced to. So don't ever think that everything I'm telling you is for you to just go home and learn by yourself. We are in this together. Another good spectacular news that everyone should be aware of if you've been following for a while: we are going to start posting on TikTok really soon. I'll have the dates on when I'm posting on TikTok, as well as the link to go to our TikTok so that you can follow and be ahead of time in our description. So please go to our description, press the link, follow us, and get ready for all of the new behind the scenes Get Ready With Me's on that platform. The other news I have is that we are accepting guests. So if you are someone who is familiar with how social media is, how content creating is, if you have something you want to talk about, a topic that you feel like is very important, that it should be talked about more on bigger platforms, even though I'm not a big platform yet, but I'm putting it into existence. But if you are just someone who likes my podcast, have been watching since day one, and you are familiar with the different topics I talk about, and you love everything lifestyle, everything self-help, for men and women, then of course reach out to us on our email. I'll have our email in the description. You just give me your name, your schedule, your contact information, and some topics you want to talk about. But of course, in order for you to even be able to be a guest, make sure that you are following all of our platforms. You have watched every episode from season 1, and you are familiar with how this whole thing goes, because I want to make sure that whoever is on my platform not only has integrity and knows what they're talking about through wisdom, but also I want you to feel comfortable when you sit next to me when we do the guest appearance and things like that. Don't feel discouraged if you don't live in the same state or city as me. You definitely can still be a guest. We can always do things through like Zoom, and there's other apps that we can download and use. We are willing and open arms to any suggestions of any apps or any type of softwares that we can download or subscribe to, so that we are able to do it online as well as in person. So that's our news. That's what's going on right now. And I'm super excited that we're able to have guests and that I feel comfortable to actually host guests on my platform. And yeah, just make sure you guys are following and get ready for our TikTok videos and clips. So let's get into the topic. If you are not familiar, we are on fitness from being obsessed with the 4 F's. And today's title is Fitness and Principles That Promotes Healthy Living. Now, I love to give definitions for those who are new. Hi, hello. I like to give definitions on what I'm talking about because I just feel like, I want to lead you guys in wisdom than to just be talking about something. Like a lot of podcasters, not to get on anybody because everyone's doing their best, but a lot of podcasters, they post videos and just say a bunch of stuff and they don't back it up. And I like to back it up either through the book of the Bible, either through research from different articles, or just from my own personal experiences. So anything I give you, not saying that it's all facts, but just know that I do a deep dive research before I just give you guys information, as well as looking up different definitions and which definition aligns more with what we're talking about. So I don't want to focus so much on fitness. Like, yes, fitness is the main goal that we're trying to master, but I want to dig deeper and look more into, finding principles that promote healthy living, because fitness isn't just about exercising. It's not just exercising. Yes, when you hear fitness, you're thinking, yeah, let's go to the gym, get on the treadmill. But it's way deeper than that. It's way more of a concept when it comes to fitness. It's about having a full, healthy living. Okay, so the definition of healthy living is a balance of physical and mental health, which is achieved by eating well, exercising, getting enough sleep, managing your stress, and socializing, as well as prioritizing your mental health. Okay, so it's way more than just going to the gym. You have to have a good enough sleep. You have to manage stress well. You have to be willing to socialize and create a community, prioritizing your mental health, as well as eating well and exercising. Okay, so you might ask or have a question that is, how can you live a healthy life? How can I live a healthy life? We hear all these influencers, all these billionaires and millionaires and thousandaires that are on social media that's saying, try this remedy and you'll be healthy for life. Try this and you'll be skinny for life. Try this and you'll be fat for life. Try this and you'll gain this weight. Try this and your hair will grow. Try this, and if you try melatonin, you will be able to get sleep and have better dreams. If you do this and if you do that, then you'll get better. And I know, just like you, I am so tired of everyone telling me all these different remedies, and I've tried all these different remedies and paid for all these different skincares and did all this stuff, and it just doesn't work out for me, or it's not something that I can do for a long time. And so I came up with my own research on what it actually takes to have healthy living, to live in the healthy living era, being your healthy girl, healthy boy era. Okay, so how can you live a healthy life? Limit unhealthy foods and sugary drinks. That's said and done. Like, that's something that we all are aware of. No one is oblivious to the fact that you should not be eating unhealthy food, and you should not be not that you shouldn't be, because everybody deserves like a sweet treat. I love me a good sweet treat every now and then, but limiting yourself from eating so much unhealthy food, as well as sugary drinks like juice, Hawaiian punch, all the cran apples. People who think because it has cranberry juice in it that it's healthy, and those juices usually have the most sugar. V8 drinks have a lot of sugar, sometimes too much sugar. Actually, it has more sugar than it does vegetables and fruit. Like, there's so many drinks out there and foods out there that you don't even know actually has too much sugar for you to be intaking. So limiting unhealthy foods and sugary drinks. Next, which is common sense, drinking more than 9 cups of water a day. If you could drink more than 9 cups, kudos to you. But drinking at least the minimum 9 cups of water a day. Your body is filled with water. You need water. However, when you sweat, when you cry, you kind of get rid of that water that's in your body. So it's better to put back healthy water in your body when you are giving out your water in your body. Okay. Reducing sitting for a long time and screen time, especially before bed as well. Okay, so reducing sitting. That means that if you have a work at home job or an office job, a desk table job where you're not physically up and at it, then try your best, take certain breaks, get up, do a little bit of walking, even if you have to walk around your office or in your house or wherever it is, take a break, get up and walk. Try your best to not just sit down all day, every day. Find something to do, find something active. Like me and my homegirl was just talking about how, the weather is starting to get a little bit better and it's starting to warm up here in Texas. And we were thinking like, okay, let's go buy roller skates and go skating outside and do that every now and then, every other weekend or whatever the case is, or once every month or whatever. And that's a good way to just keep your body moving. You need your body moving. No matter the age you are, you could be the youngest kid on the block. You still need to be up and at it, getting your muscles moving. And another big one that we all struggle with, especially now that TikTok is back, is the screen time and limiting your screen time and stopping the screen time before it's time for bed. Last night, and it's funny how this happened when I'm about to talk about this, but last night I woke up because I was just hot and my back has been hurting and killing me. And out of nowhere, I turn around and my boyfriend with his gorgeous, beautiful, googly eyes is just up on his phone, on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube Reels, and just watching stuff and just scrolling. And I'm just like, it's like 2 a.m. Why are you up? But of course, he was like, I can't sleep. And then I'm like thinking in my head, like, yeah, you can't sleep because you're on your phone. So try your best to limit your screen time. I know we all need we're all obsessed and we really need a good detox, not just 16 hours of a ban, but like maybe a month of a ban of like not scrolling so much. And unfortunately, I know that's not going to happen because social media is how people make most of their money. But it's just like, you ever notice that you are brain rotting your mind when you are constantly scrolling before you go to bed? Your brain is trying to wind down and you are just sitting here trying to make it work even more and overwork it continuously. Because why? Because you're bored, because you need some type of stimulation. Like, no, read a book before you go to bed. Maybe watch a nice little inspirational show on the TV, or just wind down and go to bed. Like, that's the best advice I can give you when it comes to limiting your screen time, okay? Next is exercise regularly, and that means actual strength training. I'm speaking to my ladies because men, you don't have to force them to lift a weight. They're going to do it regardless because of their ego, because of their pride, because they want to be better than the next guy, and some because they just really want to be strong and healthy and not look like a little limp, But us women, we would walk ourselves to death, but we will never pick up a weight. If you are that girl, and I'm speaking to myself, pick up a weight, something way heavier than 25 pounds, and actually push your body to its limits and actually work out. That's working out. Yeah, cardio is cool. Cardio will burn a little bit of water fat. Maybe cardio will even nudge at the little tough fat. But at the end of the day, if you watched my Obsessed with the 4Fs and I talked about fitness, you know that cardio ain't always going to do it, okay? Especially for your body type. If you know that you deal with stubborn fat, especially in your lower abdomen and your arms, so us ladies who love to keep these parts of our arms fat because it shows that we know how to cook in the kitchen. That's just the most dumbest theory that I've ever heard. But the fat on your arms, the fat around your face, yes, cardio is good. But it makes it hard to get rid of stubborn fat. You need to actually push your bones and your body and that fat to its limits, lifting weights, doing RDLs, doing heavy squats, doing things that's going to push your body just a tad bit more than what cardio is going to do. Now, yeah, the Stairmaster is cool and all, but it's not going to get you there. Okay, because I'm sorry to tell you, walking behind your house or walking on the trail around your house by the lake or whatever, it'll get you something, but it's not going to fully get you there. You need to go actually lift some weights, okay? And then, of course, watch your portion size and food and snacks. Self-explanatory. I'm not going to get too deep on it. You need to do your research and see what is the portion size that you're supposed to have for certain meals. Your vegetable portion size should be way bigger than your grain size. There's no reason why mashed potatoes, rice, mac and cheese should be the biggest portion on your plate. For some people who's trying to gain weight, Yes, maybe the meat size do needs to be a little bit bigger. But if you're trying to lose weight, your portion size should be smaller. And you might think, well, I feel like I'm eating like a mouse, but this is what you want, right? You want to lose weight. You want to be healthy. You want to get rid of that stubborn fat. You need to lower your portion size. Okay. And that's something I had to condition my mind. And one day, I actually, a little short story, I made dinner for me and my boyfriend. And my portion size was really small, like very small, like for a child, basically. Like you would think it's a kid's meal. But I knew what I was doing. And he saw it and he's just like picking up his plate and he's like, you want some? And I'm just like, no, I'm good. He was like, what, was there no more? Like, why you don't have food on you? And mind you, he's trying to gain weight. So his plate is packed on top of each other. It looks like he's a Viking eating, okay? He's eating like a king, y'all. And my little food is just like little peas and a cabbage soup and a nice little piece of chicken and maybe like a good little quarter of a rice. And he's just like, why are you starving yourself? And I'm just like, I need to get skinny. But no, for real, I'm trying to learn to portion my food. Now, of course, eventually down the line, once I master it, I will be able to portion it a little bit better than what I did my very first time portioning my food. But you should portion your food. There's no reason why you should be like the lunch lady that just picks up the food and throws it on your plate. No, figure out what your portion size is for your body type and put that certain amount of food on your plate. That's for lunch, that's for breakfast, and that's for dinner, and that's even for your snacks. There's no reason why you should be eating a whole can of cookies. Okay, Alicia, I'm talking to you. There's no reason why I should be eating a whole can of cookies. Knowing that I have PCOS, knowing that sugar and insulin is not my best friend with getting rid of acne, with getting rid of my moon face, with getting rid of stubborn fat, why am I eating a whole can of cookies? Why am I eating a whole big bag of hot chips? There's no reason why I should be eating a whole bag of Skittles. There's no reason why I should be eating Skittles in general because they just banned red dye that is in most of our candies. Why am I eating that knowing that that's not good for my body? Okay, so try your best to lower your portion sizes, okay? Especially if you're trying to lose weight. We'll talk about gaining weight another time because that's not my journey right now. And maybe when I lose a little bit of weight and if I get under my goal, then maybe we could talk about that. But for the guys who are trying to gain weight, you're doing fine just as long as you're not eating junk. For us people who are trying to lose weight because we want to be as skinny as we were in high school, portion your food, okay? Now, of course, I have to take it to the Bible, always and forever. I'm never going to just have an episode where we're just not going to talk about God. I'm sorry. If you don't like that, if you didn't expect that, then I don't know what to tell you. So I'm going to take it to the Bible. The Bible does not explicitly mention exercise or a specific diet, but it provides principles to follow that promotes healthy living. It promotes taking care of your outside, that's your skin, that's your hair, your body, as well as taking care of your insides with the foods you take, what God provided for you to eat. It also talks so deeply in the Bible about like how you're not supposed to eat food with blood in it, and like you have to clean your meat, you have to clean your food. If you eat the blood of a pig or blood of a chicken or whatever and you don't clean it well, you don't rinse it out well, you don't drain it well, then you are sinning. And that's a whole nother conversation for another day, but I just had to make that a point because I was dumbfounded. I did not know that was like in the Bible, but believe it or not, a lot of things is in the Bible, which I say all the time every time I take it back to the Bible. So taking it to the Bible, example 1 pertaining to your diet and dieting. Genesis 1 verse 29 says, then God says, look, I have given you every seed-bearing plant throughout the earth, as well as every fruit-bearing tree for your food and nutrients. So, what that means, did God create Skittles? No. Did he create Chips Ahoy? No. Did he create hot fries? Sorry, friend. He did not. Maybe he created the person who created that, which of course he did. But God is saying every seed-bearing vegetable, every seed-bearing herb, and every seed-bearing fruit tree I have given you to eat so that you are full of nutrients, so that you are eating, so that you are intaking your portion, okay? So that you can keep yourself healthy, your skin happy, your hair growing, your teeth strong. He has given us everything that is seed bearing. Of course, now there are some things, and I'm pretty sure they talk more about it in the Bible, about certain fruits and certain vegetables are poisonous, or certain plants you should not be intaking. But for the most part, God is saying, I've given you guys this nutrients. This nutrients that you're looking for that's going to help you lose weight, I've given that to you. This nutrients that you're trying to get to help stop bloating and help stop hormonal acne, I've given to you. This nutrients you want to help you to be able to get pregnant, I've given you that. This nutrients that you need so that you can have energy instead of taking all these different supplements just to have energy to go to the gym, I gave you that. That's salt and honey mixed together. Like, I've given you everything you need. Okay, so that's Genesis 1 verse 29. And then another example pertaining to overeating and gluttony. And for those who don't know what gluttony is, it's overeating and just eating just because you can and eating just because you want to and just giving your body more than what it needs. Proverbs 23 verse 20-21 or through 21. Do not carouse with drunkards or feast with gluttons, for they are on their way to poverty, and too much sleep clothes them in rags. Now, when I read that, I was like, not only are you telling us to not hang out with the people who get drunk all throughout the night, but you're also telling us to not eat with people who overeat. So for all you people who always got to go to your friend's house because you know that both of y'all are going to be willing to be big bags, that's an issue. That's a problem. God said don't do that. God said that ain't it. Because not only are you going to waste all your money to the point you don't have any and you live in poverty, but all you're going to do is sleep all day and do nothing with your life and be less productive than the nutrients God gave you to give you energy to get through the day, to do what you need to do, to be your best self, to better your blueprint. Okay? So don't eat too much and don't be around people who eat too much. And side note, don't be around people who just get drunk all throughout the day and all throughout the night. Those are people you don't want to be around. Those are people that's not going to help you better your blueprint. Those are people that's not going to help you to fast, to be a better wife, to be a better girlfriend, to be a better boyfriend, to be a better leader, to lose the weight, to gain the weight. They're eating stuff and doing stuff that just ain't got nothing to do with you. Okay? So, next and last example pertaining to smaller portions and watching what you eat. Proverbs 25 verse 16 says, do you like honey and sweets? Don't eat too much or it will make you sick. This is for my diabetics and pre-diabetics and people who know that they could be on the verge of diabetes because they don't know when to put down the croissant and the cookie and the donut and the milkshake and the juice and the candy and all of that stuff. God is saying, you like honey? You like sweets? That's cool, but don't eat too much because you're going to get sick. And it's crazy that he knew that too much of anything is bad. It's crazy that he knew that intaking honey, which is supposed to be the natural sugar, not this granulated sugar they make in the factories, taking too much of it is going to make your body sick. It's going to lower your chance for living a long time. It's going to start up new sicknesses and illnesses in your body. So lower your portions. Should not be eating too much of anything, as well as should not be eating too much sweets because it's not good for you. It's not good for your teeth. It's not good for your mind. It gives you fog minds, and it's not good for your eyesight. It's not good for your ears, like to hear. It's not good for you to be able to have stamina. All them sweets, all they do is make your face feel full. It makes you bloated. It gives you blood clots. It's so much when you eat too much sugar. Okay? And for my PCOS girlies, you know better. Okay? And for my girls who think they got PCOS or think they got I can never say this word, and think they have like thyroids and endometriosis and all this other stuff that has to do with your ovaries and your hormones, you know better. You know good and well you don't need that Oreo. You know good and well you don't need crumble. You know good and well you don't need all that candy. Like, yeah, treat yourself 1-2 little bites, but that's it. Have self-control. Okay? So now I'm going to try my best to go through the principles to follow when it comes to your fitness, when it comes to having a healthy life, living a healthy living life. Okay? Exercise. We're just going to put that out there because it's self-explanatory. You do this regularly, not just once a week, not just two times a week. Make it at least 4 times a week. At least give yourself majority of the week of moving your body. Try to get at least 150 minutes in. Now, I'm not telling you to work out every single day, but if you know that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you don't work as much, you have less hours compared to Thursday, Friday, and the weekend, then use Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to work 150 minutes a day. Work out. If that's going for a walk and then lifting some weights, if that's going to the gym, whatever it is, 150 max. I'm not telling you to be there for several hours, but 150 minutes is enough to give your body the full nutrients it needs to sweat out anything that's impurities and to get your muscles building up, get your muscles strong, get your heart strong, all of that. Okay. Eat healthy. Another self-explanatory. It's not, it's not a trend, basically. Eating healthy is not a trend. Just because you see Nora, that lady who likes to make everything by scratch, or just because you see Kim Kardashian shaking up her salad for like an hour and then eating a couple bites. No, it's not a trend. It's not something you do for fun. It's not something you do because the next person is doing. It's something you do because you want it as your lifestyle. So no, it's not a trend. It's a lifestyle. Just because it says it's healthy doesn't mean it's actually healthy. So do your research. Figure out what your body needs as of nutrients and do it because you want it to be your new lifestyle, not because you want to do it as a trend, not because you just want to do it for fun, just for the weekend, not because it's a healthy American day and you're like, well, let me just be healthy this one time. No, it's a lifestyle. Okay. Next is stress management. This is something that I struggle with because I stress very hard and very easily. But stress management is constant stress can impact your health. It leads to high blood pressure, obesity, heart failure, diabetes, cancer, the list goes on, okay? So go to therapy. I know you guys are tired of me saying it, but I'm going to say it until I can't say it no more, until God decides to shut my lips. Go to therapy. Go and just deal with whatever it is that's causing you to self-sabotage. Go and deal with whatever it is that's causing you to hate every man in this world because your daddy didn't love you. Go to therapy. Go and talk to somebody. Get it out. Speak it. Open up. No, I'm not going to sit here and tell you to just go to your best friend and vent. No, because they're not getting paid to absorb all that you're going through. I remember a long time ago, and she's probably going to kill me for talking about this, but a long time ago, my god sister, me and her was just going through a lot of stuff, and we ended up having a conversation with my sister being the medium like she always is. And we were talking about the fact that she's not as present in my life as I would, and it's just I don't feel comfortable to vent to her no more. Like she doesn't allow me to vent to her. Like it doesn't feel like she's supporting me. And the Holy Spirit convicted me because after that she was telling me that she's just not in the mental capacity to be drained by what I'm going through. Yes, she wants to be there. Yes, she wants the best for me. But at the same time, she's a person who absorbs energy. And if everything that I'm saying to her is always negative, she cannot handle that. And that's why it's good to just go to a therapist, because they professionally go to school, prepare their minds, their hearts, and everything to be able to absorb everybody's energy throughout the day and push it back with better advice. Okay, so go to therapy and pray. If you ain't gonna go to therapy, just pray, because prayer helps with stress, and it's the best stress management. Going to church, being around a community that can help you, that might be able to answer some of your prayers that God has been trying to give to you constantly, but you can't hear him because you don't know the voice of the Lord. Go to a church, a physical church. Y'all kill me with wanting to do church online 24/7. That's not what God said. Even though, yeah, back then they didn't have online and the electronics and all that. But trust and believe, God put everything in the Bible for today as well as for thousands of years ago. If he wanted you to do church online or do church through the grapevine, then he would have said that. Go to a physical church. Talk to them people. There's counselors in the church. There's therapists in the church, depending on which ones you go to. Get it out and pray. I promise you, we make it harder for ourselves as humans, especially as women. We make it hard for ourselves. If you don't trust to go and open your mouth and talk to anybody, go and pray to God. Now, if you don't trust God and you don't trust to pray to him, I don't know what to tell you. You're just stuck in a situation that I personally can't help you in. God can deal with any stress you can think of. There's nothing in your life that's big and too big that he can't handle. So go and pray and go to therapy and stop playing around. Okay? You want to be better, you want to have a better 2025, go to therapy. It's not that deep. There's therapy that takes insurance. There's some that's free for a certain amount of months. There's people who are willing to meet you halfway and give you discounts for every session. There's no excuse. Just go to therapy and go pray to God, okay? Next is healthy diet. It's not just about following a fad diet or hitting the gym every once in a while. It's about creating sustainable habits. Remember, I talked about in one of my episodes about how, learning is repetition and your body needs that constant, consistency in order to learn and understand. It's the same with a diet. When you decide to say, I'm going to diet, you're telling your body, this is the new norm for me. So find a healthy diet, not just what you see Kim Kardashian and Beyonce doing. Go and find your personal diet. If you need to go get a dietitian, I recommend 100%. And have them help you to find out what you need in your body. Because we're all different. Just because I might need a cabbage soup because it helps burn fat doesn't mean that Susie needs that. Maybe she needs a broccoli soup or a pea soup or something different because she's dealing with different hormones and dealing with different issues and sicknesses. Okay? So go find a dietitian, or if you don't want to find a dietitian because you ain't got the funds, then go do your own research and find a healthy diet for your body. Okay? Next is, of course, increase your vegetable intake. Vegetables is a powerhouse for nutrients and minerals, and you need that. So I say, and I want to try this eventually, probably next month, is go on a raw veggie diet. I think I learned this from like one of my cousins-in-law who is an esthetician, and she is also like very into like vegan food and natural food and raw food. And so she was just telling me how, a lot of people don't realize that when they cook their food, they're taking away their nutrients, but people should try eating food raw. And I'm just like, of course, not meat, not fish and all that other stuff, even though people eat sushi, but like, yeah, go ahead and just take the carrot out, clean your vegetables and just eat it like that. You're getting the first punch of that nutrients that you need. When you cook it and saute it and season it, it just goes down. It just goes down. It doesn't work out for you. So my advice is to do that. Go on a raw vegetable diet. Okay. Next, after going on a raw vegetable diet, exercise your brain. Okay. For those people who love to brain rot and watch YouTube and TikTok all day, you need to exercise your brain. Okay. It helps sharpen your mind and it prevents exposure to dementia, depression, anxiety. So things like chess, reading a book, doing puzzles, dancing, finding educational hobbies, those are going to be your best friend when it comes to exercising your mind. When I was little, I used to play checkers or chess with my two brothers, and we used to go to a library in Miami-Dade County. And I used to play sometimes I used to watch them, but I used to love being able to just read a book, watch them play chess, me play chess. It challenged me, and I think that's the best stimulant that you can have in your body is challenging your brain to something that's higher than what you're capable of. Okay, so please exercise your brain. Next is sleep. Y'all, I know you're like, girl, this is some obvious stuff that you're giving me, but honestly, it's not that obvious to a lot of people. A lot of people don't know that they have access to these free things. Okay, so I have to say them. It would be a fool not to point them out for those who are oblivious to what is something you have access to. Okay, sleeping is something you have access to. No one's forcing you not to sleep unless you got a job and you got to stay up, like you work overnight. But for all you regular 9 to 5s and all that stuff, you are in control of when you go to sleep. You, no one else. No one can force you to go to sleep, and no one can force you not to go to sleep. Only you have the control to go to sleep. So go to sleep. Set a timer where, okay, it's time to wind down. It's time to go to bed. I know that I feel better when I go to sleep at 9 p.m. and I wake up at 8:30 and I feel refreshed. If I go to sleep an hour later, even if I go to sleep 30 minutes later, or if I wake up an hour later or wake up 30 minutes later, I know that I feel sluggish. I know that I don't have the best energy that I need to get through the day, to get through the full day. So go to sleep. Go to sleep. Just it's not that hard. It's the main support of the immune system. So if you're wondering, my immune system sucks, I get sick a lot, something's wrong in the inside, it starts with going to sleep. It starts with getting rest. Yes, this is a part of fitness. I know that you didn't know, but now you do. Okay. If you're 18 or older, 8 hours of sleep. Okay. Don't let nobody tell you anything less. 8 hours of sleep. If you're 17 and younger, 7 to 5 hours of sleep is good for you. Unfortunately, the young babies, they just got the energy that they don't have to sleep that long. But as you get older, as you get 25 years old and older, really, you need to start going to sleep and getting 8 hours of sleep. Okay. That whole 5 hours, 3 hours, 6 hours of sleep because you just left from the club at 2 in the morning and now you're home at 4. Like, no. And then you're wondering why you feel like you just got ran over by an 8-wheeler. Yeah. That's because you're too old to be trying to walk around here and be up all night. Okay? The party life is cool until your body hurts in the morning. So 8 hours of sleep, no matter what those 8 hours are, 8 hours of sleep for all of us people who are old. For those people who back squeak and knees pop, get 8 hours of sleep. Okay? Next is commit to real food. And when I say real food, that doesn't mean go to Whole Foods and think, oh, I'm eating real food. No, if you have access to land, start growing your fruits and vegetables. If you have access to being a farmer, get your license and go and get cattle. But for those who don't have that privilege, find and research stores that give real, authentic food from farmers. I am mad that I haven't taken advantage of the farmers that live over here because we live on the countryside of Texas. And I want to probably start next month is look for farmers who actually give out, like who actually sells their own products instead of going to the stores, instead of going to Wally World, because that food in there is not real. I don't care what nobody say. It's not real. It's not real. I'm telling y'all right now, just in case something happens to me or just in case they delete my video somehow. The food in Walmart, the food in Target, the food in Costco, the food in Sam's, the food in Sprouts, the food in a lot of these places, not real. Not real. Now, when they come out with something on social media or in the news saying recall on this and recall on that, which I'm pretty sure you're already starting to see these different little news alerts about recall on this and recall on that on food in places that you thought was healthy, it's because it's not food. Find a farmer system, a real farmer system, not the ones who sold their soul and their land to have GMO plants grown. No, find a real authentic farmer if you have access to one, or find a company that gets their stuff from actual authentic farmers and buy your eggs, your meat, your vegetables, your fruit, all that from them if you cannot grow it yourself. Okay. Next is nutrients and high intake in it. Okay. A lot of people don't know what exactly you need in your body and the percentage of nutrients and minerals you need in your body. But the average American diet is high in processed food. Okay. And many food we eat is stripped away of nutrients due to seasoning it, due to overcooking it, and due to the fact that it's just GMO. Okay. So finding out what nutrients you need in your body for your specific illness, sickness, disease, or just your specific body type is going to be your best friend helping you with this fitness journey. So I'm going to tell you real quick the nutrients that you need no matter what you are, who you are, if you're a man, woman, baby, black, white, purple, green. It doesn't matter who you are, where you are, and what you are. Okay, I'm going to just say that. These are the nutrients that you need in your body, especially for those who have PCOS, diabetes, dealing with cancer, dealing with always getting sick, having bad immune system. They have anemia, people who have asthma, people who have arthritis, people who have all of these different issues. If you know that you have a family member, a friend, or somebody, or yourself, or a neighbor who is dealing with sicknesses, illnesses, diseases, all kinds of stuff, or just someone who just always gets sick, send us this video, even if it's just this clip. Send them this video. Send them to me because I'm about to list all of the stuff that you need for all of the different types of issues and problems. Okay. Like I said, I'm not a professional. This is research that you could do on yourself. So if you don't believe me, go do your own research and you will find the same answers that I found if you find it from the authentic, like, internet, and not just Googling it and seeing the first answer. Okay. So first and foremost, protein. It's a bodybuilding block. It helps your body to get the strength you need to get through the day. It's said and done. It's the easiest thing you can find protein in. There's protein in a lot of authentic food. Okay. Minerals. It regulates your body function, helps with contractions if you are a pregnant woman, and it helps with muscles. Okay. Helps with muscle growth, as well as helps with muscle stimulation. Okay. Calcium, essentially for bone health and nerve function. That's your bone broth. I don't really believe in the whole beef and chicken broth. I prefer bone broth, and I prefer you making your own broth, but that's another conversation for another day. Okay. Vitamin D. You found it in milk. It's good for your muscles. I'm not saying to drink milk from the cow, because I'm starting to be one of those conspiracy theorists who don't think we're supposed to be drinking milk from the cow. I think that's just for the baby, and we're not baby cows. I think we should definitely invest in different milks. Now, am I saying almond milk is your best friend? I don't know yet. Maybe not from those companies, but if you make your own authentic, almond milk and oat milk, then maybe we could talk about something. Okay. Vitamin B12, it keeps your blood and nerve cells healthy. Okay. If you know that you are anemic, or you just deal with lower blood cells, and just your nerves are really bad, even with anxiety, vitamin B12 is going to be your best friend. Okay. Selenium, you find it in animals, mostly the liver in like the animal. I know you people are going to be like, I'm not eating no liver, but honestly, it packs the most nutrients. Okay. Now, should it be cleaned out, blood taken out, all that good stuff? Yes. Should you be getting it from just anybody? No, because some people feed their animals crap, and whatever they feed them is in their liver. But finding an authentic farmer, like I told you before, who feeds them authentic and like good food when you are taking them to be slaughtered. Unfortunately, I'm very sorry for people who are animal lovers. Eating the liver is going to be your best friend, because it packs the most nutrients, and it has selenium in it, which you need. Okay. And you need that in your body. Okay. Vitamin A, vital for your skin. It's good for eye health. For all my people who are blind, just wearing glasses, intake vitamin A more. I promise you, you'll be able to see better and won't be 4 eyes forever. Okay. Healthy fats, it helps with your energy. It helps with keeping your body going. My favorite healthy fat is avocados, even though every now and then I like a little guacamole, which is added extra stuff in it, which sometimes lowers the value of it. Avocados is going to be your best friend. Okay. Fiber, it helps with digestion. For those who have issues using the bathroom, fiber is going to be your best friend. I'm not telling you to go and drink a whole bottle of laxative. No, I don't trust laxative. I don't trust none of these chemical-based medicines and stuff like that. Go find some natural fiber. Okay. Flax seeds, something. Okay. Omega-3 fights depression. It reduces fat and prevents asthma. I take omega-3 every day in my vitamins. And when I say that living in Texas where the weather is extreme, it's never a level 1 here. With no matter what the weather, it could be cold, windy, raining, windy. I said windy too many times because of the tornadoes and stuff like that. Like, this is the type of weather where you need to make sure you are taking your omega-3, especially if you deal with asthma, especially if you have bronchitis, especially if you have really bad allergies. Omega-3 is going to be your best friend. You should definitely take it every morning. Sometimes they say take your vitamins at night. I don't know why. Maybe it's because you're sleeping, your body is just taking all that nutrients. But omega-3, I'm telling you, try it out. Magnesium helps with blood pressure, keeping it steady, especially if you're older. I know a lot of parents should be taking magnesium. Are they going to do it? Probably not. But if you have a parent, they deal with blood pressure a lot, magnesium is going to be their best friend. Okay. Sodium, light sodium, because sodium is salt. Sodium sometimes cannot be good for you, but when you take the right amount, it helps with your bone health, it helps with your muscles, and it helps with your nerve functions. Okay. So light sodium, carbohydrates, it gives energies, and it helps your cells and your tissue. Okay. Now, I ripped my meniscus a long time ago. They told me that I needed to get surgery. They said that if I don't get surgery, it would never heal. Guess what? They lied. Okay. I'm not saying that it's fully healed, But at the end of the day, my meniscus is so much better after I started taking carbohydrates, after I started taking the proper nutrients I need to heal my tissue, heal my bones. Like God said, every fruit-bearing seed, every fruit-bearing herb, every fruit-bearing, or not fruit-bearing herb, but every seed-bearing seed, every seed-bearing fruit, every seed-bearing herb I've given you that you need for your nutrients, okay? So I'm an example that it works, that it's real, that it's authentic, as long as you find the right kind, okay? Next is H2O, that's water, keeps you hydrated, but I always say invest in coconut water. Now, I'm not telling you to get the most generic coconut water you get from Walmart. I did that, made a mistake of doing that, and realized that it didn't do nothing for me. But actual, like if you go to like one of those Asian like stores, or if you actually have, like if you live in Miami and you just are blessed with a coconut tree in your backyard, take advantage of that. Don't just let them grow and fall off and rot. Get one of those coconuts. If you have a neighbor that has them, ask them for some and cut them open and drink the water from there. That's where you'll get your full hydration. Other than that, adding sodium, just a little bit of sodium like salt in your water each day, especially if you have filtered water, it will help you to get the full hydration that you need. Because just drinking water out of a water bottle is not it. I promise you that you're not being as hydrated as you think you are. Even if it's a filtered water from your refrigerator, it's not the full hydration you need, okay? So definitely do your research on what hydration you need. Next is iron. Of course, it helps prevent anemia. If you are a woman and you deal with anemia, you just found out you're anemic, iron pills, but make your own iron pills, okay? Get the herbs, make it, take it as a shot, take it in a drink, take it dry, whatever you want. I don't suggest getting the iron pills because a lot of women with anemia or that are anemic get those iron pills, goes to the doctor, and still don't have their iron levels up. So my suggestion to you is doing your own research and finding some iron health herbs that you can take, that you can actually give yourself more of to keep your anemia down, okay? Potassium regulates the fluids in your body, reduces kidney stones. I've never had kidney stones, but a kidney infection is the worst feeling in the world. I promise you. I told God, you know how, just a little sidebar, you ever like get really drunk, like back in the days when we were a part of that life, and you get so drunk to the point you're in pain, you're throwing up, you feel sick, and you're like, God, if you would just heal me, I promise I won't drink no more. Those bad nights, that's how it felt when I had my kidney infection. And that's the same prayer I told God. I said, God, if you heal me from this kidney infection and don't let me get kidney stones, and you heal my kidney and this pain I'm feeling in my body, I promise you I'll take care of myself. I promise. And guess what? I've been doing that ever since then and haven't had a kidney infection because God knew I was not playing. I was so serious about that. I was not trying to die because that's how I felt like. I felt like I was going to die, you know? So definitely take care of your body. Taking potassium is going to help you to not only regulate your fluid, especially if you have any fluid clots in your body, but prevents kidney infections as well as kidney stones. Manganese, I'm still doing more research on that, but it activates the enzymes in your body, and it breaks down fat as well as thyroids. For my ladies who deal with thyroids, for my ladies who deal with PCOS, manganese is going to be your best friend, okay? And last but not least, zinc is good for eye health, it's good for hair growth for my bald-headed queens, and it's good for acne, it's good for blood clots, and it's good for wound healing. I always thought maybe people should make zinc be in a skincare because when you have wounds on your body and scars, maybe it gets rid of that. Maybe I'm onto something. I don't know. But these are the nutrients that you need for your body. Remember, fitness is not just about going to the gym. It's about taking care of your stress management. It's about getting sleep. It's about eating right. It's about investing in therapy. It's about all of this. All of this is going to be your fitness journey, okay? It's not just one thing. All of it plays a part in keeping your body healthy and bettering your blueprint, okay? So, thank you guys. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I know that it was wordy. It was a lot to be said. And I hope that you guys wrote down notes to help you for the long run. If you have questions, please, of course, comment below. Give me your questions. I will respond within 24 hours. If you know somebody who can benefit from watching this video, even if you just want them to watch this video and not make a full commitment of following or subscribing, even though you should might as well just get that out the way and do that, please send them my way. If you're someone who wants to be a guest on my podcast, make sure that you email us all your information. And of course, make sure that you are up to date on each and every episode we have for season 1. And then, of course, you guys just get ready for episode 4 that comes out not this Friday, of course, but next Friday. And it's going to be on family, and it's going to be way deeper than just the people you grew up with. Okay, so get ready for that. Again, TikTok is back. We are on TikTok. I put the link in the description of what our TikTok link is so that you can go on our platform. I believe I'm going to have the day that I'm going to post, and it's going to be in the description as well as on our Instagram when I post about it. So please make sure that you are following us and get ready for all the behind the scenes, get ready with me, a day in my life, all the different types of episodes and extra content that you guys wanted from TikTok. I love you guys, and I will see y'all again for episode 4. Bye.